Hey everyone, welcome back to the Rush Hour Pod. I'm John Huang.
And I'm Carter Elligan. Today we've got CFP debates, a huge Packers versus Bears rivalry game,
Yep.
and a serious sports justice spotlight. So let's jump right into it.
I mean, yeah, lots of stuff to unpack here, but let's start with the CFPC. I mean, we got our first matchup, number 7 Texas A&M hosting number 10 Miami in the first round.
Yeah, this would be a great game. A&M's defense has been looking elite, man. Cassius
Yeah.
Hallwell led the SEC with 11.5 sacks. Wide receiver Casey Conceptions racked up nearly 900 receiving yards.
Yeah,
Let me say that again, 900 receiving yards
that
and
is
12
pretty
total
pretty
touchdowns.
impressive. Yeah.
Yup, yup. That's a pass rush that can wreck timing, an offense that can, strike vertically.
Yeah, definitely. I hear you, but I think Miami counters with a quick strike passing game. I mean, quarterback Carson Beck is elite in quick decision making. He holds the ball for just 2.35 seconds before his release. I
Yup.
mean, it helps him avoid pressure and keeps drives alive.
Yeah. So I mean, here's the first big debate. Do the Aggies front seven pressure package,
Yeah.
dispute Miami's rhythm, or does Miami's timing and efficiency neutralize the Texas A&M pass rush? I'm leading with the Aggies 31 to 27.
Oh my
How
God.
well? What do you mean? Howell gets into the backfield and forces Miami into a contested throw
All
through
right.
two contested throws.
I'm seeing a consistent pattern with us disagreeing on stuff. But look, I think you got a point. But
Right?
Miami's offense,
Exactly.
they've got way more than one way to beat you. They've shown good balance. And freshman receiver Malachi Tony, I mean, he was he's a breakout. I mean, 84 receptions, 970 yards, and 7 touchdowns before the playoffs. He's an explosive playmaker Miami can use to beat the zone coverage, especially on the deep end. So look, man, I'm gonna go with Carson Beck and the Canes on this one.
I mean, true, but I mean, if the A&M's get early pressure on the back and force some negative plays, they can flip those opportunities into points. In a game that could be decided in a possession or two. I'm still going with the 80s 28 to 24.
A risky take, see, but you got your own opinions.
That's yeah.
That's what it is. But look, hey, next we got number 9 Alabama versus number 1 Indiana in the Rose Bowl quarterfinal. Indiana's undefeated season was capped by a Big Ten title, their first since
Yeah,
1967, with quarterback Fernando Mendoza, man, winning the 2025 Heisman after 3,000 yards and 33 touchdowns.
yeah. And meanwhile, Alabama had to come back from being down 17-0 to beat Oklahoma
That
34 to
that
24.
was crazy. That was crazy.
Right?
Mhm.
Scoring 27 straight points with balanced offense that makes runs and play actions to keep the defense guessing.
I mean, yeah, so here's the big question, right? Like, does Indiana's season-long momentum and elite Heisman QB take down Bama? Or does Bama's balanced attack and experienced defense make this game tighter? But personally, I'm taking Indiana 31 to 24. I mean,
What?
Mendoza's accuracy and efficiencies are real, and they're gonna come away with this one, man.
No, 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 no. I'm gonna agree with you. It's gonna be close, right? But I'm taking Alabama 30 to 28, right? If their D line
Mm.
fights
God.
hard, if their D line fights hard and forces Indiana to, throw like hold the ball longer, get in the third downs. Alabama's secondary can make pivotal stops, and their multi-dimensional offense exploits mismatches in the quarters.
Look, man, I think this isn't the video game college football where you can just use Bama on a blitz every time. So, no, no, I'm taking Indiana. But look, we'll leave it up to the viewers for this one too, man. I
You
mean,
have to. You have to.
great start to the
You
day,
know,
right? Already 2 disagreements. Wow. Okay.
great start.
Let's go with Ole Miss versus Tulane, right? So
Okay.
Ole Miss already handled them 45 to 10 earlier this year. I mean, even without Lane Kiffin, I don't think Tulane can really keep it that close.
Right. I mean, Ole Miss, they run a fast, precise offense and they execute on both sides of the ball. Tulane's got grit, but unless they slow the tempo, this one, I think we both can agree we got Ole Miss.
Exactly. I mean, if they can't pressure the QB as well, Ole Miss rose again.
Yep.
Finally, we have something to agree on. This is such a
Finally.
satisfying feeling, man. But yeah,
I
I
know,
mean,
yeah.
last one
Very
we got,
rarely.
last one we got Oregon versus James Madison.
Oregon's got elite speed and explosive playmakers.
I mean, like JMU's been great, but I think there's just too much of a talent gap here, right? I mean, if Oregon plays clean, I think Ducks are handling business here.
Agree for sure. An upset would be fun, but Oregon's got the pick. So now on to the NFL. We got the Packers at the Bears in Week 16. Chicago's 10-4. Green Bay's 9-4-1. And division stakes are high here.
I mean, like here's a top hot topic, right? Micah Parsons tore his ACL. That's a massive blow to the Packers pass
Oh
rush.
yeah,
We know that.
it
I
is
mean, it
for sure.
dramatically reshapes how Green Bay can really pressure Chicago's QB.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the Bears with this one, 27-23. Chicago wins the line of scrimmage and forces Love to uncomfortable down and distance. The Soldier Field noise matters here. I think the energy from Chicago is gonna come out for this one.
All right, man, but like Jordan Love is a pocket manipulator with great deep ball touch. I mean, with weapons like Jaden Reed and Romeo Dubs on Green Bay, I think they're spreading Chicago's defense thin. My call, 31 to 24, Packers.
Packers,
Packers.
Packers.
Look, okay, for those who don't know, Chicago is Carter City. So he's always gonna go
Yeah,
with
I'm from
them.
Chicago. I gotta
So
go with
I
Chicago.
obviously
You
have to
know,
go with someone else. So I'm riding with Wisconsin, even though I've never been
hey,
there, but anything to prove me wrong. So yeah.
I guess we'll see tonight.
Yeah. So now we
Yeah,
want to slow things down a little bit for our sports social justice spotlight. Because I think this is bigger than any single game, right? See, I mean,
yeah,
today's big topic is sports gambling and the integrity of competition. So recent poll shows that around 70% of Americans believe betting is starting to hurt the integrity of sports. And I think that's no longer a fringe or a small opinion anymore.
yeah. I mean, what's important is that like fans, they're not just getting paranoid. Leagues themselves are responding to real situations
hmm
that keep popping up. Especially in basketball and football, where betting actively has crossed into legal and ethical gray areas.
I mean,
You
look,
know,
a clear example that we both know is the Terry Rozier
Terry
investigation.
Rozier. Yep.
Yeah, even without a final conclusion, the fact that irregular betting patterns tied to a player's performance
Yeah.
can trigger an entire federal probe, I think that should make everybody take a second. And I don't think it's about guilt. It's really now about the perception and how fragile trust has become.
Yeah. I think that's the key word right there, perception. When fans start asking, was that missed shot real? Or why did he sit so early? The game itself loses something, especially now that players' prop bets are everywhere.
Most definitely, man. And I'll be on TikTok sometimes, and
Yeah,
it's just a player missing an easy layup.
exactly. Yeah.
And
Like,
people are saying, yo, this guy needs to be investigated. Like,
yup,
and it also doesn't
yup,
stop with the players, right? See, I mean, look at the attention around Chauncey Billups and the Trailblazers. I mean, people are saying, or the reports were saying he was working with the mafia. I mean, there's
yeah,
been a lot of growing scrutiny now around injury reports, lineup decisions, and late scratches. I mean, because in a gambling-driven environment, those decisions don't just affect wins and losses, they move betting markets. Like it's
yeah.
involving the FBI. It's like it's really way bigger than what it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, like coaches have always managed minutes and injuries strategically of players, right? But now those choices intersect with live betting, spreads and props, and it creates suspicion even when there's nothing to be suspicious about.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's the dangerous part. Gambling doesn't need
Yeah,
actual corruption to damage integrity. It just needs some doubt. And with when every substitution, rest decision, or foul gets viewed through a betting lens, competition starts to feel less pure. I mean, to be
yeah,
honest, like I know like we both play high school basketball right now. Like
right,
sometimes when I look at my clips and I miss an easy shot, like I feel like if I was in a big league, like someone could doubt me, but like,
yeah,
sometimes it's just
oh
things don't
yeah,
go your way.
yeah, yep. And leagues are stuck in a tough spot right now. Gambling brings massive revenue to these leagues, and they bring engagement and everything. But it also puts enormous
hmm
pressure on athletes,
Huge.
coaches, and even the officials to operate under, constant scrutiny.
So I guess the real question isn't really should gambling exist? Because we both know gambling will exist no matter what for the
Right.
future, right? But it's how far
Yeah.
is too far, and especially in the sports world.
Right.
And when sports can shift from a competition first to a market-driven entertainment, I mean, I know it is a business at the end of the day, but the core idea of fair play, it
Right.
starts to erode, which means you're gonna start to lose your customers.
Yeah. And once fans lose their trust, it's gonna be super hard to get that back. And that's why the transparency, stricter integrity measures, and clear boundaries are like at an all-time high right now.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if fans stop believing the games are real, everything else is gonna fall apart.
Yep. All right, man. So CFP upset debates, Packers Bears predictions. Real talk about sports gambling and important sports integrity.
I know, man, and let us know who you think actually win those CFP games, who takes the NFC North, and what you think about the betting issue.
Yup. Subscribe, drop a review, and hit us with your takes on social. We'll be back soon. Thanks, and see you next time.
Thank you.